What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So today I'm going to take care of finishing the rest of this fender. We have the back side to do, and then the underside of the bumper here, and then if we finish that and we get through that, we'll jump on the passenger fender, and then a few more things in store. Let's do this. In the last video, I forgot to show you guys putting on the Style 32 wheels. I love the fitment, and they are freaking sick. Check them out. So these are 17 by 9 squared. I have 17 by 7.5, but I actually didn't like the staggered setup, so I went ahead and went to a square setup. But it is awesome. I love how aggressive this stance is. So that being said, I think these are going to be the wheels that we run. And I haven't told you guys the color that I want to paint the E30 or the wheels, but I would love to hear your guys' suggestions down below. Let me know what you guys think we should do with the color setup. Little update, I was working on this section here. It's the bottom side of the fender where the bumper is going to meet. So I was working on it. I was working on it here. So I'm able to take it off the car and then work on it off the car, because this spot is going to be real tight getting in here. So I'll put this one on here just to hold everything together. Take it off, fill in this gap, and then while it's off and this is going on, I'll be able to work on the back side of the fender. So let's do it. So just to give you guys a little view of it off the car, which I think is pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. We have this section, like I've been talking about, this section here to do, which we cut this out in the last video, and then we have this section. We have this section to fill in, and this fender will be done, and the fin coming down, it's going to be to the edge of this, and it'll follow this edge down, and it will curve with the panel itself. So it's looking pretty sick, and I'm pretty hyped about it. I have the bottom of the fender done, and you guys can take a look, and I want to explain my thought process on the inside of the fender for the mounts, bottom of the fender mount, and the fins, and we'll get to that here in a second, but check this out. So I got this bottom piece in, and this will sit flush with the Evo bumper that I have, and it is pretty good. I like it. Got it tacked in currently. It was pretty tricky to get these bends right, but I left little tabs so I could work it down and make it the way I want to. But it is on there, it is good, it is strong, and I'm very excited about that. But when it comes to this section here, so down here where I have that rim nut in, this is where the fender used to connect, but obviously it's not going to do that anymore. So I have to build a box down here that can have a bolt so I can thread it in, and I'll use the OEM hole here to shoot through to the rib nut, and then I'm going to fill in this gap here against the body with the fender, so the fender will sit flush against it, and then I'll bridge off tabs that will run up to each fender mount. You got the bottom one here and the higher one here, and then so I don't have you can't see this frame rail that's going along there. If you can see it, I don't know, there you go. You can see the frame rail. I'm going to cover that and bring that plate down so that this looks like a chute. And then maybe fins. I can't decide if I want fins or not, but we're gonna get to work and we will check it out after I get done. So I wanted to show you guys something. This is gonna be the bottom section or bottom foot for the fender, whatever you want to call it. So this is 65 mils. This is 20 mils down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this whole square out, and then this line I'm gonna score it, and I'm gonna fold that piece up so that when it goes into the fender, it has like a 90. So it'll make a little bit more sense after I cut it out. So I got my piece cut up. Now I'm just gonna go along and score it, and then I'll show you guys when I fold it over. So you don't need it really deep, maybe a mil or two. You just really need to score it so when you fold that metal, it has a place to crease. So I created the line so when I fold it over, this doesn't bend, it more folds. So we will bend it real quick. So I'm just gonna place it right almost in the middle of that line. Try to get it as even as possible. Give it a good crank, and then legitimately just take it and send it down, and then once we get it to a place where I can hammer it, I will start hammering this piece down. So we got it all bent up close to 90. Now I'll go measure the fender to see where my hole needs to be, drill my hole for the bolt to go through, and then we'll take it to the fender and we will clean up the bottom side and weld it in. So with this piece, the crease on the inside allowed it to fold instead of bend, because if you didn't have that crease, this metal is going to want to, like, the whole thing is going to want to bow over. But with the vise and the cut that we made in it, it is able to sit almost at a 90. That's kind of where I want it, so when we get everything together, it'll start squeezing together. I left a little bit of room there, so we'll get it on the fender and we'll see how it looks. So here's the plate inside the car. It leaves an even gap all the way up, which is really, really nice, and it's going to allow this fender to attach where that rib nut is. And once I get it tacked in, we're going to fill this section from about here down, so it'll cover all this so you don't see this, and then we'll leave this section open for the fence. If you're wondering if I've ever done this before, I have not. This is my first big project car. Now I've had other cars. I had a 2008 335i, simple bolt-ons, wheels and tires, nothing crazy. But this is something I've never taken on before. So if you want to get into cars and you're afraid, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't think I can, you can. You're gonna learn, you're gonna get through it. And one cool thing that I want to show you, just goes to show you that I didn't exactly know what I was doing. This book here is what I call like my E30 Bible. So when I was getting into E30s, I did research on research on research on research, so that I had an idea of what I was doing before I got into it. And I have the entire wiring harness schematic that I found on an old forum. Gosh, I don't even know how long ago, but I printed it out and I put anything that I could find about this car in this book, and it's helped me immensely. If you don't think you can't do this, you can. It's just a matter of learning. You just got to dive in and find a car that you're passionate about and that you like, and it'll take you places, and you'll get to do things that you didn't even think you knew how to do. I didn't know how to take a loom out of this car. I didn't know how to take an engine out or a trans. I've never done that before, but this car I have, and it's led me down a journey to where now I have a JZ ready to go in. I have a G-Treg 420G ready to be mounted to that. Now, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's going to be the easiest thing you're ever going to do, but if you love it and you're passionate about it, you can do it. All right, so I got the bottom foot done. I have it bolted in and sturdy. It's looking good. All right, so I have the bottom section done, and tomorrow I'm going to tackle the filling in the inside of the fender, the mounts there, and then the fins, and then we can finish tacking everything together. I want to get it all together prior to fully welding everything in. Makes, I don't know, it feels faster to me, but I'm pretty stoked with how it's coming out. You guys have seen this, and then we have our bottom section right there, and then the box down here, which turned out really well. I'm super happy with that, but overall it's coming out pretty sweet, and I love the fact that I followed this line. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to or not, but this line followed into that has made a big difference. What's going on, guys? You're still here? If you like this video, maybe you'd like this one or this one, don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps the channel out. Peace.